loves on coding, where we teach you the basics of coding and we shall be advancing later on. So in this course, we're learning HTML. As you can see, we're in the HTML tags and we had covered a lot. So today we're going to be covering tables. In the tables, you have the table rows, and then there's something called row span where you will see it later on, and there's something also called column span. That's the column span also later on in the video. Then we shall also have the table details and the table headings. So enough with the talking, let's get to the working. You with me? Okay, let's get to the working of the thing. So remember, let's come back to Visual Studio Code. So in Visual Studio Code, what we do is the first thing that you do is you type table. So for typing table, that's the tag. Then the next thing, what we have is we shall have the table headings. Let's give it around 4 table headings. So you know what the table, that's the main part of the table, which gives you a heading, then the details come under it. So we have even forgotten one thing that's very important, that's the table rows. So for table rows, the rest of these things all go inside the table row, the table headings. Let's fix them outside there. So let's give it some names. The first heading, let's have it to have a name. Then there's age, there's sex, then there's country. Okay, then we have the headings already. Then let's give it the details. Remember, the table rows are always important. Before you open any other thing, you have to have a table row. Then the details come inside the rows. Even though you have a lot of details, then you have to open a lot of the rows. So let's start with the table details. Since we had here four table headings, then we should also have here 4 table details. So let's give the first one Adam. The name is Adam, age is 13, sex is male, then country, let's say the UK. Okay, then another table here. You know what? I think just follow with me. We are going to copy this since we are going to have a lot of these. Let's copy it and we paste it down here. I think that's enough for it. Now, let's give the table details. The next one, let's say Edwin. Edwin is 11, he's male, and then let's say he's from the UK also. Then the next, let's say is Blessing. She's 13, she's a female, let's say from the US. Then there's also the next one. Let's give it the name. What can we give? Let's just say Grace. Grace is 12, female, from the US also. Now let's say UK. I don't know why I have a lot of UK guys. And let's say Diana. She's 11, female, from the US. Okay, that's all we have. Then let me preview for you how it will appear on the table. But remember, there's something that's going to happen that you will not see. So let me solve for you. Let me refresh the table. Let me refresh the table so that you can see it. That's how, as you can see, it has appeared just how it is. This is how it will appear. So these are the table headings. Remember, these are the table headings. Then there's the table. The table rows are what runs from the left to the right. Then the details are here. Then let's get back to what we have also. There's something that you have to see that I'll solve for. Let me solve for you how it goes in the body of the table, where there's table here. If you now want those outlines around it, you have to type border. You don't give the border a one. Let me say I give it border 2. Then once you come to view it, once you view it in the browser, it's not having the borders. So that's all about tables that I can teach you right now. Now, what we're going to do, if you also want to remove the table, let me say you want to remove the table borders, you want to have only a single border, then there's also a trick, but that will be covered for you in CSS later on. So right now I'm still teaching you the HTML part. Now there's that column span and there's the row span. So let me dive into it in the next video. No, just in the same video, but it will be for you like the same video, but for me it's the next video. So we'll catch you later. So let me get back to you on there's the row span and the column span. So let me show for you what a row span is. We're just going to insert some few things inside the table heading area. Let's say table T, another table heading. Let's give it the name tables. Then what you just do is you come inside the first opening tag and you create a space. Then what you just write is row span, enter. Then let's just give it a figure of 6. Now when we give it a figure of 6, as you can see here in the browser, that's how the that's what you mean by a row span. The row span spans in the row 6 rows down, because you can see there are 6 rows that the table is having. 6 rows. You can see here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 rows, so it spans 6. So once we come to the column span, let me show for you what the column span is. What we just do is we change this row to the call span. Now in the call span, it spans the column. You can see there, spans it 6 columns. Since we had the other, since we had the name, age, sex, and country, so it has to push them aside. But still, that's what is called a column span. It spans the columns 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be 6, but now this thing is preventing it because we only have 4. Okay, that's all we have in the row, in the tables. That's what we have in the tables for you, but you can do more research on it, HTML. We're still in the beginner guides, so please don't forget to like and subscribe because we really depend on it, please, and share the video. Thanks for watching.